According to Forbes, 92% of the people who work in venture capitalism are male.
Oh, no surprise there. Absolutely not.
No,
Yeah.
and get this, 78% of those males, right, are white. And what percentage are black?
1%.
1%. Probably not too many Hispanic people either.
It was reported that Abaya Nguyen, a black female venture capitalist, is leading change as the vice president of Trimantanium Capital and founder of the 2065 Fund. Yeah.
So we brought in our friend Karen Alston. She's a senior marketing and management executive, and she's back. We've heard from her before, of course, if you missed it, to discuss how black female venture capitalists are grooming the investment landscape.
Welcome, Karen.
Hi, guys.
Nice
it's great
to meet
be
you.
back.
Thank you.
It's always great to have you here.
So how are women like Abia implementing new standards and opportunities for minority businesswomen?
First of all, this is a topic that is a passion of mine. It's something very, very, very close to my heart. I'm also a female founder, and I have my own business that I am building, and to see the landscape. And so what really got the country talking and women of color and women talking was a Forbes article that came out about a year and a half ago that featured the number of African American women that had received over $1 million. And it was pathetic.
It was like statistically insignificant.
It was statistically insignificant. And so the rallying call went out to say, well, why is this? Lost Einsteins, the talent, who's out there? The next founder of Facebook, the next founder of Uber, the next founder of WhatsApp or Instagram is out there. And why aren't we investing in women? And so women decided, a lot of women who worked in the space or worked in VC funds said, hey, why is it this way? Why are we not investing in women? And more importantly, why are we not investing in women of color? So you started to see women stand up and say, hey, I'm talented. I went to business school, or I've got a great idea. Even if I didn't go to business school, I've got a great idea. I need money. And so now I'm so happy when I saw this article because I did a great yes, because there's another woman joining the call to invest in women. And my personal passion is to make enough money that I can invest in women because there's so many talented women out there. So we see funds like Abia's and her 2065. Arlen Hamilton is sort of leading this space with Backstage Capital. She's got a great story. She was homeless, living in airports, and has now raised over $35 million to invest in women of color and LGBTQI folks. And then we've got Gayla Jennings O'Byrne, who's got her Intent Manifesto. She's trying to raise a large fund to invest in women, and then reading about Abia. Those are three women out here trying to change the landscape. Because to be a person of color, or to be someone who comes from, quote unquote, outside what is familiar for most VC firms, it's extremely difficult.
And half the problem really is geography.
Yes.
And this is really a function of geography. If you look at the VC funds that are handed out, they're all handed out in San Francisco and New York.
Yes. Right.
So what about everyone else?
Midwest, South. Yeah, there's so many regions that are.
Think about Northern California.
So Steve Case is leading the call on that to say, hey, there's great talent in Alabama, South Carolina, Mississippi, Texas, Georgia. Everything shouldn't just come from you went to HBS or you went to Stanford Business School.
Exactly.
There's so much talent out here. And now you're starting to hear Gary Vee say that same thing. So yes, we have tremendously talented people around this country who need opportunities, who need someone to say, here's $500,000, here's $100,000 to just get it started and then get the ball rolling. And we as women and as people who are conscious and who understand need to step up and write checks and help other people.
I think the challenge for female entrepreneurs, specifically Black female entrepreneurs, is access.
Yes.
So what would you say to encourage them to market their business, to get in front of these venture capitalists? Because they're just missing out on these checks, like you said.
So number one, I lead by example. But number two is for all of us, we have to step outside of our comfort zone. A lot of times we go to people and ask for help, and the person that we're asking for help doesn't have the money. They don't have the capacity to help. You have to start to venture outside of the norm that you socialize with. There is tremendous money out here. It's just being in the places and spaces where that happens. Now, Granted, I get it. Sometimes those spaces are not welcoming. They're not friendly. They are not looking for you. And even when you're there, you're overlooked because you're there. But you still have to go because that's where the money is being disseminated. And on top of that, we need more women to make money to invest in other women. So as I said, my goal is to make enough money to write checks to help other women get started.
And I feel like this movement isn't even asking for much because
not.
the statistics are so tilted that any sort of movement would be a game changer for thousands and thousands of people involved in startups.
And let me make another point because I've been watching a young lady who I mentor who's been winning a lot of pitch contests. So she has probably raised $500,000, but she's done it through pitch contests. She pitches for $10,000 here, $20,000 here, $5,000 here. And a lot of times we overlook that $5,000 pitch because we think it's such a small amount of money, but that's the momentum that takes you into the $25,000 pitch and then the $50,000 pitch. And these pitch competitions, you could do one a week. And if you can win one a week and make $10,000, $25,000 for your business, which is what she has done, and I have watched her over the past year raise $500,000 strictly.
So it's like being an athlete. You know,
Yes.
golfers
You
go
just
out
keep
there and
doing
play
it. You just
minor
keep doing it.
tournaments, make some money, and then they keep on advancing.
And they keep on advancing. So
What would be a strategy that you would recommend, whether it's perfecting the sponsorship deck or, what will sell the product?
So number one, understand what your product is. For venture capital, and understand what venture capital is. Venture capital is looking for the next Uber, the next Facebook, the next Instagram. That's what they're
The
looking
next
for.
you.
So an
Right.
original concept. So
Right.
bring that to the
Incredible
table.
return on their
Yeah.
money.
Return on the money. And so venture capital is not for everyone. You can still have a great business that can be very successful, that can make 30, 40, 50
you can grow
million,
organically.
That you can grow organically. You can reach out to friends and family and friends of family to say, hey, I need 100,000, I need 50,000. Please invest in my dream. Having a great story. Telling people, hey, this isn't going to be $1 billion company, but it could be a $50 million company. And a $50 million company can return on your investment and return well on the investment.
Starting small and building momentum.
Yes, momentum.
That's a good idea.
We love
Good
having
tips.
you here, Karen.
I love being here.
Come back.
I will be back.
Give us some more tips for entrepreneurs.
Love the conversation.
And I love helping entrepreneurs, and helping women is my passion. So I'm always happy to be here.
Well, thank you so much for giving back.
Thank you.
All right.